didn't like it. I didn't like it because I wanted to be everywhere. And now this one was restricting me that I am sinful and this is what I need. But I didn't want that. I wanted to be everywhere because I was waiting for this specific chance to join campus and, be all over, attending clubs and doing all those things. I loved them, but just that I had the restrictions, I couldn't be able to go everywhere when I was at home. Joining that fellowship helped me a lot because I remember my life I was just flowing with life. My dad was strict enough to maybe not interact with different things, whether it comes to drugs and all those things. But I didn't know about this gospel or whether I'm born again or whether I'm not. I was now able to read the Bible, and he was taking us through the book of Romans, and I'm like, wow. I was seeing now the gospel, the true gospel, and I'm like, oh, so this is what I'm supposed to be knowing. And wow, okay. But my name is Ann Ndirangu, and I am glad to be here. By the time that I got to know about myself and now to know what life entails, all I wanted was to just grow up. I wanted to be, I used to say that I want to be a marine engineer or a lecturer or just something big that one would want to be. Yeah, I was brought up in a Christian background where every Sunday we used to go to church, and that is the trend that we all knew, that by the time you're going to church, you're coming back, you're going for youth fellowship and coming back. And that is all I knew that Christianity was all about. That was my whole time in primary school, and now joining high school, I continue with the same trend. That is when I was in Form 1, I joined the Christian Union because now my parents were so strict, and they're like, when you go there, you need to join the Christian Union and you need to walk with the flow. And I knew that was all about Christianity. And so I used to say that I am born again, as many people say right now, I am born again, and every other person is born again. And that is the trend in, I think, most people and what they say. I didn't know much about what to know Christ is all about. And so that is the journey that I walked through in high school, attending different fellowships, but also on Sunday when there used to be entertainment, I used to be there. And listening to secular music, doing whatever thing that one has to do. There's no stand. You're here, you're there, you're everywhere. But as long as you're serving Christ, then you're good to go. And so I finished my high school. By the time before I joined now campus, God, I was gracious enough. I was able to join a campus. And so before I joined campus, there's a program by iSERVEAFRICA that was in our place through an apprentice, known as the Form for Leavers. And my dad was like, you have to join that, people, because now you do not have things to do here at home, and so you have to go and join them. Joining that fellowship helped me a lot because I remember my life I was just flowing with life. My dad was strict enough to maybe not interact with different things, whether it comes to drugs and all those things. But I didn't know about this gospel or whether I'm born again or whether I'm not. And so by the time that I joined this Form 4 Leavers program, I got to find someone who, this apprentice was so much motivated, and every time he was talking about the gospel, I didn't know what is this gospel, and I have always been brought up in church my whole time. I was now able to read the Bible, and he was taking us through the book of Romans, and I'm like, wow. I was seeing now the gospel, the true gospel, and I'm like, oh, so this is what I'm supposed to be knowing. And wow, okay, but I didn't like it. I didn't like it because I wanted to be everywhere. And now this one was restricting me that I am sinful and this is what I need. But I didn't want that. I wanted to be everywhere because I was waiting for this specific chance to join campus and, be all over, attending clubs and doing all those things. I loved them, but just that I had the restrictions, I couldn't be able to go everywhere when I was at home. Yeah, then COVID came and I went to my grandmother's place. But at that time now the program was not over, so I went to my grandmother's place, and that's where I met a cousin of mine who introduced me into just so many things, the worldly things, but I knew Christ somehow, in quotes. Yeah, so, but now we used to go home clubbing and so many other bad things that one may think that a Christian shouldn't be doing. But I knew this is not where I belonged. I felt something like, wow, this is not the real thing. This is not what I should be doing. So when the time came for me to join campus, I joined. My first time, this guy who was taking us through the program for Form 4 leavers in iSERVEAFRICA advised me to join the Christian Union when I go to campus. And so when I joined the campus, I joined the Christian Union, and the first time that I went for a Bible study. And through the Bible study, I'm like, oh, these are the same things that my other guy, the apprentice in our place, was talking about. So this might be the real thing and what I think I need right now. But I was like, no, I have not yet explored the world. I've not gone have not had fun. I want to have fun. And you know, my mom and my dad always wanted me to be restricted and not having any freedom. I thought the freedom was all about going out and coming back. But okay, I met this guy. I think I need to mention this because I met this guy. And despite how I was dating him, in fact, I was dating the guy, but he was restricting me from talking to people and going to any other place. And so I had this freedom of going to clubs because he was a chairman, a Christian Union chair, a former one. And he was restricting me to go to many places because it's like he was becoming my mentor and he's like loving me in the same ways. But he restricted me into doing so many things. And I thank God for that, because if it was not for him, I don't know, maybe God used him to help me to be restricted. And through the time that he was restricting me, he used to mentor me. He used to give me the Bibles to read. He's like, no, you don't have even... I remember that there are times we used to read the Bible and I was yawning, and he's like, you don't have to yawn. Why are you yawning? Because it's like you're being bored by the word of God. I know that sometimes that happens, but he really mentored me, and I got to know that, oh, I think I need to read my Bible. I never used to read my Bible for myself. I never used to pray. I remember in high school we were just opening the Bible, and where you find the Bible that is where the Lord is speaking to you. And that is all that I knew. But now meeting this person helped me to know that I need to read scriptures for myself. It's not only listening about people out there and believing what they have to say, but you need to hear from the word of God. This is the word of God. It's the life and the whole truth. And so that is the time that I now got to start reading the word of God and praying. And that really encouraged me and helped me even to walk with God. And I can say that growing up in a Christian family does not depend like you're a Christian or now I grew up in a Christian family, I'm a Christian. You know, you have to have your personal encounter with God. I think mine was progressive, and now through the consistent Bible teachings, the Best P back in campus, and so many other programs in the Christian Union fellowships helped me to really grow and also to know much about Christianity and what as having a personal relationship with God. And so one thing that has helped me a lot in being a believer of Jesus Christ is in character transformation. I think you cannot say that you are born again and then you continue with the same characters that you are working with. There must be a transformation. Like, you cannot say I am of the world. You still have the same desires and all those desires of this world, and then still be a Christian. Christ have to work on you, and then you have to walk with him step by step, step by step. I know all these things may not end because this is flesh and things come and go, but Christ have to transform. You have to work each and every step looking up unto Christ and knowing that he's the way, the truth, and life. And now going back to maybe where I began, I knew that life was all about I just want to be successful in life, and that is it. But right now, all I want to do is walk step by step with Christ. Right now, I am done with my campus life, and the same way I was encouraged by that apprentice back in my Form 4 leavers, I wanted to do the same things. Maybe go out and also serve other people the same way I was served, because that guy was so much consistent, very consistent in discipling me, and so I wanted to do the same thing, and that is why I joined the iSERVEAFRICA program, the apprentice. Now I am an apprentice here in Tana River, a place known as Sala, and it's a Muslim-dominated area, but the Lord is helping us to continue impacting people with His gospel, and I'm glad that I am here. Thank you.